agenda, legislative agenda in place and implementing it, down the line, we want to be able to see the National Assembly open up to citizens, open to an evaluation process, open up to a organized monitoring and evaluation process, such that we can say together, look, you promised items A, B, C, and we can see that you have not done item C. Item B is going well, item A appears to be an issue. So could we be looking at, all right, these things that, how can we move forward together? What assistance, what support, what ideas, what initiatives do you need from civic groups, from civil society, from citizens as organized civil society to ensure that the goals of the legislative agenda, they are realized. So it is that civic participation ingredient or principle of the Open Parliament Index that we want to engage with this morning. And that is why for us we are most delighted that we have not just a principal officer, but a presiding officer of the National Assembly in this room with us. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this meeting would have a panel conversation, as you already would see on the agenda, after the keynote presentation, of course, after the plenary, that would happen shortly. So I urge you not to restrain your thoughts. We are here to exchange ideas. We are here to make sure that whatever we come up with, we're able to put it together and take it to the National Assembly to say, this is what citizens of Nigeria want. This is their idea about how to, this is their contribution to the implementation of the legislative agenda. That is why we are here, and I urge you to give this your best shot. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is for me a great delight to tell you a little bit before I call him up to declare this meeting open about the distinguished Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. For those of you who have followed our work closely at OrderPaper, you would know that sometimes making friends in the National Assembly or having allies in the National Assembly does not quite come easy for us. But because we have individuals who are not only distinguished, but are open-minded, they are broad-minded, individuals who believe in the sovereignty of citizens, individuals who believe that it is the citizen that gives the power. And so whatever the citizens come up with, as long as it is objective, is something that they have to look to and listen to. OrderPaper has indeed had distinguished Right Honorable, okay, I'm mixing it. OrderPaper has always had Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu as an ally in the National Assembly. And I'd like you to clap for that, please. I do not say this to massage his ego. I know that in the course of our work in our reportage, we have also written a couple of things that he also may not have liked. I am aware that sometimes it's a cat and mouse relationship with the team in the National Assembly. But again, it speaks and supports the broad-mindedness of individuals like himself, whom we need more of in the National Assembly. Yesterday, we released the report of our elections monitoring exercise that we undertook in February and March this year. And our recommendation, very important recommendation, is that citizens would not have the opportunity to elect credible, competent men and women of character into the National Assembly if they do not have that platform to adequately scrutinize the campaign, the activities and personalities during the electioneering. And why is that so? And that's because the legislative elections is bundled together with the executive elections. So there is that tendency. The bandwagon effect continues to affect the quality of representation that eventually gets into Parliament. So if we have the elections separated, you have the president and the governorship elections, the presidential and the governorship elections holding separately. Citizens can make up their minds clearly on that basis. Then those who want to come to Parliament, they can also now have the space to be adequately scrutinized. They will now be forced to articulate and put out their campaign promises, many of which did not in the last elections, because we monitored all of that processes. We had members who would be members of the National Assembly who just simply latched on to the campaigns of the president and the governors, and they all got elected into office. At the end of the day, it doesn't do us well. It doesn't augur well for improved service delivery by the National Assembly. So that is one advocacy we would like for this National Assembly to take up and to listen to rather, and see how we can, in thinking of ways to improve the electoral process. This is something to consider, because we believe that the legislature is the first and foremost arm of government. They represent the people. The president represents the entire constituency, the entire country as a constituency. That legislators, members of the Senate and House of Representatives, they represent you and I. They are able to understand, project, and promote the interests, the things that bother us the most.